Hello and welcome to the show. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. This is Mid Rats. This is our first episode. My name is Mitch, and I'll be the host. And I would like to introduce my panelist here. This is Jeff. Say
What's
hi,
up,
Jeff.
everybody?
All right. This is a general podcast where we just talk about things that we like. One of those things is comics, but we also like video games. We like the movies, TV shows, and guns and stuff. All right. One thing we wanted to do, Jeff brought up the idea of taking all the CW heroes and list them, giving our top 10 list as far as best fighters go. So, Jeff, why don't you lead us off with that?
All right, so I wanted it to the top 10 fighters, but it had to be heroes or good guys. And powers is okay. Shooters, not so much because, sorry, Wild Dog, guys like that, Spartan, you guys are out. But kicking off the list, number 10 is Heatwave. He's a good brawler, good bar fighter, usually drunk, so he'll probably do well, not feel the pain until later on. So number 9 is Guardian. Jimmy Olsen, I don't know, James, whatever you want to call him. I don't know where he got this fighting skill from, but he's pretty low on the list because it's really just suit and shield that really gives him the edge. Next, Alex Danvers, Supergirl's sister. She's all right. I don't know what kind of military or government training gets you to fight like that. I know from Spetsnaz and Delta, SOC P and all that, does not look like that. So after that goes to Speedy from Arrow. Kind of assassinated by her dad, but for the most part, she's good with a bow. Better on the list than the others. Next one is Supergirl. This was a tough one because, she's not really a brawler, but, Kryptonians and everything like that, they're so OP that she had to fit somewhere. And if she gets around her power, she could be all right. All right, number 5, Black Canary, current version on Arrow. Not bad with a bow and arrow. Uses her powers. She's a good fighter. 4, her boy Barry Allen, the Flash. But he's a good guy. Good with his powers and everything like that. 3, the newcomer to the list, Black Lightning. With as many years as he's got under his belt, I wanted to see what he knows now. He's very brutal. I would love to see him and Oliver Queen go and run through a building of bad guys and see how brutal that'll be. Which number 2 will be Oliver Queen with his bow staff style. Bow and arrow style. It's more like praying mantis martial arts, which that's really all his go-to is bow. So number 1, the most versatile, deadliest fighter for me would be White Canary. Sword, guns, knives, whatever, hand to hand, she's a beast. That's why I pick her as the best fighter in the CW. What do you say?
All right, pretty good. Pretty good. I think we actually have in some parts of this. All right, so rolling around, starting off with number 10, I had Leonard Snart, Captain Cold. Now, I've seen he does get into fights, but he's more of a strategy type guy. What's the rule? Make a plan, follow the plan falls through, come up with a new plan, right?
Yeah.
That's more of his style, but he's more often than not, the dude throws fisticuffs. Rolling in at number 9, his partner in crime, literally, Mick Rory, right? Heatwave. And he's a little bit less thinking and more like, let's just punch. But you're right. He's a brawler, and that's about it. So I put him as my number 9 pick. Number 8, I rolled with Barry Allen, the Flash.
Wow.
I think that if you remove his super speed, like the dude's not a fighter at all. Like I feel like I could take Grant Gustin in a fight. Right?
Fair enough.
So I put him at number 8. The only advantage is that he can punch someone, 42 times in a second. So yeah, that gives him an edge in a fight. But as far as like just being a fighter, yeah, he's my number 8 pick. Number 7, the Girl of Steel, Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. Now I put her above. You're right. She does have that stupid Kryptonian strength that could just, a punch and you're done.
Yeah,
But
it really is hard to
with
put
that
them on the
black
list.
It's hard. It's hard to rank them.
Yeah.
But I put her at number 7 and I put her above Barry because she's had that Black Ops training, right?
Mm-hmm.
With her sister and what's that? Oh, what is that? Cage? What's our group called? I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. I'll edit it in. I'll pretend like I'm smart. But yeah, so straight up remove all of her superpowers and boom, I'm gonna put her at number 7. Number 6, Carter Hall, Hawkman.
Woo.
Now, I know he's not around anymore, but that dude trained for like 500 years as a warrior. So just for his level of commitment, I'm putting him in at number 6. Number 5, I put White Canary Sarah Lance because she is good. She's good, trained assassin. So I put her in the better half. And the only reason she's here is because everybody else above her was, I thought, maybe like a little bit too good or a little bit less. What's the word? Mary Sue-ish, right? Like I've seen, I don't know, during some of the episodes, especially the crossovers, like you'll see Barry, he'll run in with like super speed and punch a guy like 12 times in the face, and the dude just rolls over once. And then you see Sarah come over on the same dude kicking, and he's done, right? Right. Well, when he was normally putting up a fight against a speedster, then she kicks him. I don't know. I feel it's a little bit contrived, but she is a trained assassin. So I roll her in at number 5. Number 4 comes Roy Harper, Arsenal. I know he went off the deep end for a little bit, but for a little while there, he was going toe-to-toe with Arrow.
I wish he was still around.
Me too, man. I thought his character was really good. I hated how they turned him into a psycho, right? Like that added drama for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, like Spartan's hand thing now. It's like whatever.
Yeah. Number 3 was a tie for me because I feel like they're almost the same character. And it's John Diggle, the Spartan, and Black Lightning. Now, Black Lightning would take this if he would work on his kicks. Right?
Yeah, but if your punches come with electricity.
Right. Okay, well then stop kicking because you look awful when you kick. If you watch the episodes, go back and watch the episodes, and he's throwing uppercuts and stuff, and lightning's blasting everywhere, which is fantastic. But then he does like a little side kick, and it's like watching my kid try to kick a soccer ball. But right now they're tied for my number 3 spot, and only because the 2 people above them just couldn't be any lower. Number 2, Mr. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. Now I know you said that not to do villains, but in the first season and a half of Arrow, Slade Wilson was a good guy.
Trust me, Slade's my boy. He's not my number 2 favorite hero or comic character. So if he was on the list, he'd be number 1.
The only reason I put him number 2 is because number 1 beat him. Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. He's the best fighter. He trained on the island. He trained ninja stuff. He trained assassins. Later, you find out he was in Shangri-La and all kinds of other crazy stuff. And then he never was on the island during his 5-year, 10-year exile.
Yeah.
Trapped on the island alone. And
he be Batman like
every season. Yeah. Yeah, Batman. That's why he's the best fighter, because he's Green Batman. They should change his name to Green Batman.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Have you seen the latest episodes of like Arrow, Black Lightning, Flash?
Yeah, I'm all caught up on Black Lightning, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, not Arrow. Yeah. I got to work on that. I am going to work on that too, but like, I just, and it's not anything that they're doing wrong. It's just me, I think. I'm a 3-season kind of guy. I'll be in on a show for about 3 seasons, any show. And then after that, 9 times out of 10, they lose me. Right. And that includes like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Walker, Texas Ranger, whatever. I get 3 seasons, and then I'm like, I want to watch something new.
You got a 3-season attention span.
Right. Unless it's really good. Now, so far, The Flash has got me on longer, and Legends is pretty good. I'm enjoying watching Legends, so those are pretty good. If they still had John Constantine going, I'd be watching that for about 12 seasons.
What they need to do is since they have 2 new opening slots, just put John Constantine and Kid Flash.
Oh, like a team up?
No, add them to the team, like permanent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true, because Firestorm is out.
Yep, 2 racks open. Why not?
Yeah.
It'll be cheaper in the long run because Constantine, all you got to do is give him a dish, give him some herbs from like a powder, like the herb section of a grocery store, say some words, boom. Here's Kid Flash, easy. You spend less money doing his special effects than Firestorms.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Plus, when you add John Constantine, you can go back to the Dark Ages, right? Interact with Merlin. You can bring back Faust. All these different, like, ancient times where, like, angels and demons were roaming about the earth. You can add. Just adding John Constantine to a roster opens up so much storytelling, I think.
And you can do like the show and do Dr. Fate, Zatanna, Spectre. Just it opens up the CW verse even more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it hits your quota for you get a black guy, right, on the team, and you get a bisexual guy. Boom, right there. Open up your diversity chain.
Yeah, I just wish they would do something with his hair. Quit trying to make it at first he had to like mini fro, and I'm wondering how does a speedster have like this drag thing going? It's like, doesn't that slow you down some?
Well, now it's all slicked back from his constant running.
Yeah, now it's like, dude, stop playing with your hair and go do some hero stuff.
He's got that windswept look.
I'm sure if he goes home and picks it out, he'll get like flies and stuff through it. Just pop out of it.
He just starts combing it back. There's like a hummingbird that couldn't get out of the way in time. That's pretty good. But I hope they do. Okay, so the next episode of Legends is going to have John Constantine on the ship, so on the Wave Rider.
Yeah. So
I'm excited. Hopefully people will like it enough and they'll just keep him on there.
I hope so.
Okay, next thing I want to talk about, I want to go over the new Netflix series, right? Godzilla: Planet of Monsters, or Planet of the Monsters. All right, have you seen this yet?
Have not seen it. I've been working on another show on Netflix. I'll talk about that when you're done.
Okay, sure. All right. So Godzilla: Planet of the Monsters, Netflix original. From Toho Animation and Polygon Pictures and Future Timeline. Okay, so this is a Godzilla installment that harps back to the old Godzilla, right? So like the old man in the rubber suit. And It's all complete 3D CGI animation, right? That's all anime. Everybody speaks Japanese. You turn on your subtitles if you can't habla espan Japanese. But so far it's really good. I thought it was really fun. It follows a guy named Captain Sakai, who as a kid watched Godzilla kill his parents by blowing up an escape shuttle, which the explosion blew up the buses that were bringing people to those shuttles. Right, and his parents were on there. He watched the whole thing happen. So it's basically a Godzilla version of Moby Dick. All right. This guy is completely obsessed with destroying Godzilla. Now, Godzilla came to Earth as some sort of, I don't know, like Earth's resistance man, right? So it's starting at the summer, last summer of the 20th century, which was June of 2000, monsters started coming from nowhere and just coming out of the ether and attacking like major cities. And at first, everything was going crazy. Then Earth started to develop strategies to taking these monsters out, and they were actually becoming pretty effective. And they started wiping out the monsters. So whatever it is that wants to get rid of all the people decided, well, all right, here's Godzilla then. So there's Godzilla, and he kills humans and monsters. He's killing everything. Right. At first, the people thought that he was actually like kind of a savior because he started eating the monsters, but he just starts like just killing everybody. And it's almost to the point that he's hunting the humans. Right. Like that's his whole job. Not that humans are just an annoyance and I'm walking through these buildings because they're in my way, but along the lines of I need to eradicate all humanity. During that time, two separate alien species show up to Earth. This one group called the Exif, they show up like a bunch of preachers headed here for some revival, right? So they come down and say like, oh, well, you need to accept Godzilla as your destroyer because it is all part of the great plan. All right. Let us show you the way of acceptance here. And then another group of aliens called the Bisolids, something starts with a B. They come down and they're all like, hey, our planet was sucked up by a black hole. If you let us live here, we'll destroy Godzilla for you. So they show up and they do something super cool where they set up the Mecha Godzilla. Like they're the ones that built Mega Godzilla, but something goes wrong. So then the only way they can, sorry, I had a visitor. So they decide that the only way that they can stop Godzilla or deal with Godzilla is just to not be on the planet anymore. And so they all pile up in like the three remaining species, the Exif, the B words, and humans all pile into this one spaceship and just rocket off. Fast forward 20 years on the spaceship, and everybody's dying because you're very enclosed. So like a small virus really could just wipe through that place. But they're running out of resources. They're trying to colonize other planets. They can't find anything good enough. They're kind of like they're really just kind of jettisoning their old people. And this dude, Captain Sakaki, goodbye. Yeah, this dude, Captain Sakaki's all like, look, the only place we can live is Earth. We have to go back and we have to go fight Godzilla. And in a roundabout way, everybody eventually starts agreeing with him. And then so they like, all right. Well, since we're all going to die if we don't do something, let's try it. Now, from there, it is all shoots and ladders, right? Like they go in hard charging. There's one event after another. It's so fast paced after that, slow start, good middle, fast-paced action all the way through to the end with a huge surprise. The biggest surprise being that this is a series.
Yeah.
I thought this was a movie, hour and a half long, and I thought it was a Godzilla movie, and it is a series. I'm so excited about that. The animation, they animated Godzilla, like I said, as if he was the man in the suit. So his movements are very kind of slow, very deliberate. By contrast, everything else moves really quick. So this is definitely done on purpose, and it's for like a more nostalgic feel. And it's very good. I look forward to the next episode, and if you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I wonder if the captain really realized, shit, I forgot my wallet back on Earth. We got to go back. We can't survive out here. So let's go back.
I left my wallet 20 years ago.
Yeah. He looked all over the ship for 20 years. It had my ID in it. I can't cancel these credit cards.
Mm-hmm. It's always the last place you look.
Always.
Did I leave it?
He gets back to Earth and it's on his dresser.
Yeah, but it is 100% about his obsession with Godzilla, him being Ahab and Godzilla being the white whale. So
me and my wife are started this last night, so we're like a couple episodes in, but it's the new show Altered Carbon with Joel Kinnaman or whatever from like Suicide Squad and everything. It's sci-fi future. When you're 1 year old, they give you what's called a sleeve. It's like a little disc they put in the back of your neck. So basically it downloads information and stuff like that, and you can put yourself into another body if you're old or whatever. It's really good. Lots of action, good sci-fi, some nudity. It's really good, and it's about 10 episodes so far. He's staying at a hotel right now, and it's like Edgar Allan Poe themed. The guy looks kind of like he would be a good Edgar Allan Poe in a movie. For a movie, he's got who's actually a hologram or AI or something. There's talk of aliens, but you don't see them. It's all over the place right now, but it's still easy to follow. He's getting investigated by this Spanish cop in what looks like San Francisco or something. This is where it's supposed to be taking place, or whatever they call it, New San Fran, Tokyo, whatever, future tech where everything's all the world's merged. Yeah. But it's really good so far, and so I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of like 10 episodes is like almost a little too light. I think like Legends of Tomorrow have it good with 17, because if you look at Arrow and Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's like 24 episodes, you get like at least 3 or 4 episodes of filler where you're just sitting there like, oh, I don't care. I wish I could fast forward through this.
Oh yeah, I think that's a big problem with the Netflix series. I think that they set up a how many episodes they usually have? 13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
They set up a 14 episode block, but really only have enough good story for like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So like 2 or 3, right in the middle with Jessica, there was like 3 or 4 episodes that we just did not need. Definitely. Now, Punisher did not have that problem, I think. I think Punisher flowed fairly well. But also maybe because he was just beating people to death in every episode.
Yeah. I will say, you start with the Punisher series, I love it. It's like my second favorite behind Daredevil. You start to go crazy looking at his wife die so many times. You're like, maybe I should get a skull on my chest and start shooting bad guys myself.
The I have about the Punisher is that dude gets like run over by a truck, gets the hell beat out of him for like half an hour, gets shot like 3 times, and then the next day he's got like a black eye and then like a Band-Aid on his arm, and he's fine. He's ready to go. He's like, oh, I got to get out of here. I can't be in the. Thanks for patching me up, dude. I don't need 6 to 8 weeks of recovery, right?
He's got the cheat code enabled.
Right. Is he Wolverine? Like, are we going to, like, in the middle of next season find out that his real name is Logan? That's the only thing.
That or his real name is Max Payne.
Right. He's got bullet time.
Yeah.
So
that would explain some things.
But I forgive it because of how many bullets they shoot in each episode. I forgive that.
Yeah. That's like when you watch shows and you're talking, one of the things I hate about Arrow is how no, we can't kill. You've got guys that are shooting bullets at people. You're shooting people with bows and arrows. Like, I don't think you have a problem with killing. I think you really, really like it. We can't kill them.
He just wants to be. He's like, I kill people. You guys don't kill people. I kill people. I'm the only one who can shoulder that burden.
Yeah. For a reason.
More like he's the only. Like, you killing people takes away from the amount of people I get to kill. That's more like it.
It's like last season with Prometheus and The Big Secret. You enjoyed it. You shoot people with arrows, man. You're sadistic. You liked it. Oh, I shot him in the leg. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you went up to a building somewhere and watched him bleed out. You kind of messed up. I mean, you point an arrow at me. I'm like, okay, hands are up in the air. Don't shoot me that. I don't want to be that brother to die from an arrow. Not a noble way I want to go out.
Right. So are you reading anything right now?
No, I'm not reading anything.
Mr. Miracle.
I've heard good reviews about that.
Oh, this is good. This is good stuff. Mr. Miracle is it's the Kirby creation. It's the Jack Kirby creation from way back, right?
Yeah.
And I like it. He's such a good character because he's a normal guy who grew up in hell, basically. Right, and learned how to escape due to his constant wanting to get out of hell. Now, they redid. I don't know that he's ever had that long of a run.
No,
but I think he's good. I think he's good in short spurts because you really need to figure this character out in order to write for him. Yeah. And so this is written by Tom King and everything else done by Mitch Gerads or Garrett's. And, by everything else, I mean, penciling, inking, coloring. I think he may do the letterings. I'm not sure. But, yeah, so written by Tom King and then the rest of the book created by Mitch Gerads. It is – I have no idea where it's going, right? It's pretty crazy. Especially since the opening scene shows Mr. Miracle like sitting in a bathroom, like just slunched over with his wrist sliced open. If you're like, page 1, Mr. Miracle, like, hello.
Wait. Was it across the street or down the road?
Dude, it was down the road. It was.
Wow.
I'll give you page 1 of Mr. Miracle, issue number 1. Well, sorry. So page 1 has him looking nice and neat, right?
Uh-huh.
It was page 2 that gets you. As it pans down, and you just see this dude. I was like, okay, that's the way to start a book.
You have my attention, sir.
You now have my attention. Now I'm on board with whatever you're trying to do. So it really is the best book I'm reading right now. Of course, I'm back on with Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. I'm back on with Flash. I'm going to pick up the new Aquaman that's coming out next month. And I'm really interested in the Dark Knight's Metal series, but that's really big, and it's going to take a while to get all the stuff to it. So I'm going to take that slow. I might get into it, a piece there, a piece here. But Scott Snyder's
a graphic novel.
Yeah, or maybe buy it in trade. That's a good idea also. The other thing I'm reading in series right now is Watchmen 3. which is basically what this is. It's the Doomsday Clock, and it's a DC event. It's written by Jeff Johns and illustrated by who was it? Who was it? It's another guy that I like. Gary Frank. So written by Jeff Johns, illustrated by Gary Frank. And he basically tried to recreate the feel of Watchmen. All right. So you had Watchmen that was written first by Alan Moore. And then before Watchmen it was the prequel, right? To give you flesh out some more of the stories from those older superheroes like the original Night Owl. And who was the guy? Oh my gosh, who was the guy that the Executioner? The one that had the hood over his mask and a noose around his neck? I can't remember. But first off, the balls to be a superhero running around with a noose over your neck as like part of your costume, I think is phenomenal.
He wasn't a black guy in there, so.
It may have been. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I did not read, full disclosure, I did not read before Watchmen.
Yeah.
Because I could barely take the first Watchmen. Like it was an event. Right? That's like you don't come out the other end of that the way you went into it. Right? It changes a part of you when you read that. And it's hard. And this picks up exactly where Watchmen left off. The Doomsday Clock starts off, issue number 1. Everyone's searching for Ozymandias. And he's wanted for basically with the whole like portal monster, destroy mankind stuff.
Yeah.
He's wanting for like treason. He's wanted for like mass murder, crimes against humanity, just everything. And they're trying to find another place because nuclear war is not a threat to life on the Watchmen planet. Like it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like people are launching nukes. So they got to get out. And Ozymandias and Rorschach, who I thought he was back. He's not back. Dr. Manhattan blew him up, right?
Yeah.
But I do like the character transition and who becomes a new Rorschach. And it's not forced. It's a natural progression and it fit right. So anybody who wants to like change a character in order to if you want to create diversity or whatever, if you want to change a character from how they originally were, from who they originally were, this is how you do it. You take a cue from Jeff Johns and Doomsday Clock, and that's how you work it. It flows, it's natural, and it feels good. And there's no like, oh, you only did that for political reasons, right? That's not even a hint of that here. So it's real good. I recommend it. Recommend picking it up. It's an oversized issue. I think there's like 32 pages in it. So it runs at $4.99 or $5 or whatever. And it's a monthly. And it's only up to book number 3.
Nice.
Book number 3 really ramps up. Like the progression curve of this is a horrible ramp. So it's like book 1, book 2, book 3. Here we go. It takes off.
Have they gotten to talk about Night Owl and Silk Spectre? Where they're at?
They've made mention of them, but no. You follow 2 new characters. So you follow Ozymandias and new Rorschach with these 2 new characters that they created, the Marionette and Mime, who are really good, fun characters. I actually really like them, and they're both freaking crazy. Like, that's a murderers. All right, so the goal is Ozymandias. He knows Dr. Manhattan left. He needs Dr. Manhattan. So, and the world's going to explode. So they find a way to chase after him. So they do chase after him, and they jump dimensions, and come to find out it is the DC universe. All right, and that's where it stops off. There's Ozymandias says he needs to talk to the 2 smartest people on this planet, and he looks at Rorschach. He's like, "You talk to number 2, I'll go talk to number 1." And the next panel, you see Rorschach standing in front of Wayne Manor, going, "Harum," right, doing his little harum thing. It's pretty good. And the number 1 being Lex Luthor, who is
Not
currently
Mr. Terrific.
Not Mr. Terrific. Lex Luthor has an Omega level intellect.
Like level 12 or something, whatever. He brags about it almost every book. So
Right. But it's really good. It's fun to see the interactions between the DC guys, like Batman and Watchmen guys at Rorschach. So the Rorschach Batman was actually the highlight of issue 3. It's pretty funny. Rorschach, instead of explaining everything that happened, gives a Batman the Rorschach's journal, and he sits there and he starts to read it. So the whole page, and I think it's like a 9-panel page. So the whole page is each panel just shows Rorschach like doing different stuff, and he's like doing this, and he's standing there, and he says, "Are you done yet?" All right, and then Bruce Wayne looks up and he's like, "No." He's like, "Hmm." And then some more waiting. He's like, "What page are you on?" And Batman just looks up and he says, 4. So it's a good interaction to see Rorschach get impatient and while he's watching Batman read. And then so Batman sends him away to go. Yeah, Batman sends him away to go eat pancakes. He's like, "Go have Alfred make you some pancakes. Get out of here. I'll let you know when I'm done reading the book." Like, "Are you done yet?" That was really good. So it's real fun to watch the characters interact. And yeah, so it's a great book. I recommend it. For anybody watching and have been on the fence about picking it up, it's a good read. Also, Mr. Miracle.
DC.
Yeah, and it's DC. Yeah, so if you think you might like Doomsday Clock, then you need to pick up Mr. Miracle. Doomsday Clock is good. Mr. Miracle is phenomenal.
It's Jeff Johns, man. I wish he would have had a better hand in the birth of the DCEU, but that's another subject.
Yeah, I guess you guys are name buddies, huh?
Of course, he even spelled it right.
The correct way.
Exactly. All right. I'm just glad my parents didn't put a Q or anything crazy in my name.
All right, so you got anything else you want to talk about? You want to bring up? That's it for me. I'm all tapped.
No. Actually, looking at my list here, I usually have it on my phone, but I wrote down some things, but I've got nothing else. So.
All right, man. Well, it's been a real pleasure to have you on, and hopefully we'll do this more regularly, and maybe we'll get some of those other lazy knuckleheads on the show with us.
Yeah.
We can get more mid-rats. There needs to be more rats in the mid-rats.
You have to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll try to edit this and get this on the board here relatively quick. And we'll see you next time. Take it